So where do you go from there? How do you raise the bar? Some of these quotes here are really from our CMO at the time, particularly down at the bottom where he said, it's not wow, it's whoa. So everything we did with our agencies and ourselves had to kind of pass that litmus test. It couldn't just be wow, it had to be whoa. And there had to be like an aha. And some of the stuff I'll show you here, I mean, if you're not paying attention, you'll miss the aha. And they're not necessarily crazy, but interesting. At the same time, the first word, provoke, how do we go beyond, you know, this visual identity that was started about the individuals, about the kind of digital uniqueness? Well, I introduced to you Platon. So I don't know if you all know him. I'm a goofy amateur photographer, and I think he's one of the best. We were going to dinner one time, and I turned on Public Enemy, and he said, hey, a suit that likes Public Enemy, sweet. So we hit it off, and he was nice enough to invite me to every shoot thereafter. But his work, he's photographed presidents, Jimmy Carter, obviously actors and actresses, really unique stuff. And a complete ID in and of itself. So we hired him for quite some time. And these are from the actual photo shoot, not dressed up with any advertising. So again, at the time of the Razor, we also introduced a phone called the Pebble, which I'll speak to more in a minute. It was a very organic aspect to it, but this was one of the first ones. It's one of my favorites. And here we start getting into some of those unique ahas that make you look twice. That was a phone called, Sliver, which, I mean, just incredibly beautiful stuff. This was shot in Iceland, just beautiful. That was Greenland. So putting it all together, art meets commerce. There you have the Moto Razor Black, some of the pink, and the Pebble first work, Moto Sliver. And here's some of that Pebble work that was really, I thought, beautiful. So moving on to television, Pippa was asking about 180. At this time, we had Ogilvy as our agency of record. Part of my job was head of marketing operations. So when the CMO, Jeffrey Frost, said, I don't like my agency, go find me another one, I had to go negotiate that. And what we did at the time was very unique. We met up with John Wren at Omnicom, and we wanted to break free of this agency of record kind of conundrum. We just wanted the best of the best. We wanted the brightest minds in the industry to be thinking about our brand and where it would go. So to make a long story short, we cut a deal that had 180 Amsterdam, Goodby Silverstein and Partners, TBWA Chiat Day in San Francisco at that time, and BBDO New York. Those were the four, and they all worked on our brands. This is one of the first pieces of work that came out of 180 Amsterdam. Here's Sliver, kind of unique.
So happy today's the day and things will turn around. So keep your head up. Things are alright. So keep your head up.
my favorites. Sorry about that. So now we'll jump back in here. This is the second Razor 2 commercial. I look back on that, I'm like amazed. That's a cell phone commercial, you know? So where do you go from there? I mean, Platon, great work, amazing work coming from our conglomerate of the best around the world. We decided to hire David LaChapelle. And if you've seen his stuff, I mean, that's like it's beyond 12. And so he helped us with a lot of Pebble work at the time. This turned a lot of heads, both internally and outside of Motorola. Some really brilliant and exciting work that definitely helped things stand out on the page.